Oh, unfortunately, this Scottish scout is going to immediately go and kill my trader. I just made that. Oh. I even said that was like well placed from Scotland there to just ruin my day. Although actually they may be just bypassing me entirely. I'm not entirely sure why that's a thing, but I'm going to take it. If they want to just ignore me, they can just ignore me. I now have 2 archers in position to start firing. These things fire with 30 strength, which is pretty effective. I'm going to just start poaching and getting the kills. This combat, I have no rush on at all. Until I see crossbows and walls, we don't need to rush. Even if I don't take any cities from Scotland here, I've already stolen another 2 settlers. 2 settlers just means that, yeah, I'm on 3 now. That's more than I've built myself, so they've done a lot of good for me. A lot of good for me this game. I've picked up ironworking. I'm going to actually rush for construction now. I want to unlock my Hansas. What are they going to do? Every turn I just like watching what their retaliation is going to be. Just throwing themselves on my warriors repeatedly. Yeah, those are tactics that I like. I'm actually going to try and bait this heavy chariot out as well. I'm going to leave this warrior on that tile. Actually, no, there's a promotion there, so there's no point. I was just thinking about actually if I can get him to attack in, but no, for now, I might be able to tempt him later. I've got time. I've got time. This is what I mean. I don't need to rush. I can just sit here, get the kills, just have a good time. Mathematics and 1 random tech. Oh, I missed the first scientist. I missed the +1 library. Never mind. We've got a scientist. That's education boosted. That's a really handy boost for later into the game. I like great scientists. I very rarely pick them up. God, this scout is just going to be annoying. I can tell already. Oh, they're throwing all of their units at Yerevan. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. I might just wait for that warrior to get killed and then I'll levy the troops. That might be the better option for me. It just saves me a little bit of gold. They have spearmen now, but spearmen are no more powerful against any other units that aren't my archers. So that's a good thing for me. Let's just get as many kills as we can. Is that warrior going to survive an attack? It's got battle cry. I might just pull you back just to be safe. Now I've just picked up celestial navigation. Again, this is that weird thing where I've got harbours, but I can put wharf buildings down which do all the lighthouse stuff without actually needing to build a harbour. So this could be relatively amusing. Let's just go and give myself castles. Mathematics, perfect. But how much is a wharf building? 480? Yeah, 480. I keep getting this mill race thing. This is a very strange building. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but we'll work that out later on. Looks like the fishing dock actually gives me +2 housing, as well as giving me a little bit of extra food, +1 food on all coastal tiles, and +1 production from fishing boats and fisheries. So that is a big old combo, actually. I would make some of these fish tiles and reef tiles and things very effective, so yeah. Cool, I might do that. Oh, they're stacking units in Dundee. That's a lot of heavy chariots over there. I actually don't think we're going to be able to take too many cities, per se, in this fight. But you can see levying wise now. Robert the Bruce. Oh, they're almost at Yerevan. They are almost at Yerevan. It's almost kind of worth being a little bit careful on that one. But I can settle to there. We can get 2 cities down on this river connection. I'm actually, yeah, if I can get these 2 horses into my empire, that'll be a really good one. I've got lots of quarries that I can be putting in. Access to this sea, which means I can get a naval invasion going, so I'll go and settle there. Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of decent stuff that I can do here. I'm going to pull my troops back just a smidge. Mohenjo-Daro's got a massive army. I don't know what they're planning on doing with that army, but I am all about that. That is a lot of fun. Yeah, I think I might just peace out on this war as soon as we can. Let's just have a little bit of chill. Build a quarry. We're going to be able to build a quarry. I haven't really got any stone anywhere, apart from some places I'm about to go and settle in a second. So actually, you know what? I can probably get horseback riding first. Let's do that. Political philosophy. I am going to take oligarchy. I don't know if I'm going to keep it for very long. Being honest, we'll just take it for as long as this war drags out for now. Take a Gogi because I can, although actually, to be fair, +2 loyalty per turn for cities of a garrisoned unit, just in case I do take something. That's probably not a bad idea. Urban planning, and then we'll go for, ooh, charismatic leader and diplomatic league are really good. But for now, we're just going to take builders, because I am actually getting a couple builders, or I need to get a couple builders to rush through some of the economy of my nation. So let's do that. And as discussed, found the city, and we'll pop that down immediately. Aachen. Renamed Arkan. It's like very, very similar, but more piratey. Already as a +4 campus, I shall put that down almost immediately, and I will treat it to a builder. This is where a lot of my gold is going to go, but there's a quarry over there and some amazing horse tiles, but I can almost immediately pick up to make this into a very decent city, so that's kind of what I want to focus on for now. I'm actually going to just fold and get Pingala for now. I might need a governor later, but I think Pingala in my capital is going to be an amazing pickup. I didn't actually check to see if Pingala had been changed though. No. Pingala's exactly the same. This mod changes so many things, I just always need to be a little bit careful. The military tradition, this gives me flanking bonuses. I haven't had that so far. My army's going to very quickly tech up now, both in power and also ambition, so this is going to be a good little mix for me here. Get that stone worked, and there is a quarry. Now, what does stone do? I swear we've had a couple of it. Resource bonus stone. If I improve stone, I get 10% production towards all buildings and wonders and cities with at least one stone resource improved. That's really cool. Units and projects is copper. All of these different little abilities are in this now. There's just, you get so many little improvements for having resources around. It's well worth keeping an eye out on these things. Berlin. I'm going to get you to quickly get me a fishing dock. Let's get that working in my capital. That'll be pretty nice. Little tundra city, but most importantly, now I have naval access to Sterling. Yerevan's going to help with that a lot. I've just been holding off levying this army because Robert the Bruce has been just one envoy behind for quite some time, and I just don't trust them not to pick it up. They want to give peace, and they're going to give quite a lot of gold for it. What I might do is I might see if I can seize Dundee and then give it back in a peace deal in order to get more gold from them. They've got 42 gold per turn. I think I can probably snag a decent chunk of that. There's more horses, by the way. Bam, 4 food, 4 production, 1 faith tile. That is pretty good. I've renamed the city Madburg as well. I'm just having fun with some very silly city names. There's very little thought going into this. if you hadn't noticed. Who did I just meet? I just met someone. Who was that? Down there. Samarkand. Ah. More people. Interesting. So now that I've got military tradition, and in theory I could put down encampments, I wonder what the next best thing to do is. Probably recorded history to go to natural philosophy and get my adjacency bonuses. Some of these have changed though. Reservoirs, +1 food to all farms adjacent to a cistern, dam, or canal. I think a cistern is the upgraded version of an aqueduct. Why they changed that, I don't know. There's probably some sort of technicality on what an aqueduct is compared to what a cistern is, and someone got a bit grumpy. Who knows? Incans with 53 science. Okay, this is what I'm kind of fearing. I feel like the AI may do really, really well with this mod. I thought I was doing pretty well, but I don't know. There's a campus finished, actually. Oh, yeah. Has got its campus sorted as well. Lovely. They have met Scotland, so can I get them involved in this war? What would they want for that? They actually might get involved in the war. If I give them some stuff, they'll do it. This is actually worth it for a few reasons. I'm going to make friends with them by doing this, give them open borders, send them a delegation. I think I should be able to actually pretty much convince them to stay on side. They're ages away from me. I could do with another ally. Allies are good in this game. Don't like having to fight everyone at once, you know? Everything all at once. It's never normally a good thing. Almost got our Hansas though. That's going to massively increase my empire. There's no point getting ancient walls. It will take about 3 turns off my tech, but in the time that I get the ancient walls, I might as well just not have done it. Oh yeah, look, my capital is now, it's now working all 3 specialists here. I don't know if that's a good thing to do. It's getting me a lot of, I mean, maybe to get Hansas it probably is, and then I'll have to work on everything else after that point. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, Incans are friends now. Make peace with Scotland. They'll give me 8 gold per turn. That's not a bad peace deal at all. Not a bad peace deal at all, but feel like I can probably extort a little bit more. Just steal 60 gold there. Dundee we can hit reasonably well. Taking the city may be problematic though. So maybe we just, we stay content with what we've got. We've stolen 3 settlers from them at the moment now. 3. And taking Dundee, I mean, none of these troops I'm going to be able to keep. So maybe it is worth just mulching them against Dundee. Should we go for one last push? We'll just wait for a second, and then I'll throw everything in that direction and see what sticks. If I can take the city, that'll be wonderful. Oh yeah, look, the Incans are going to trade with me properly now, which is good. Yeah, the peace deals keep getting wilder and wilder, but it's not to my interest at this precise moment. We're doing okay in this war. I'm still killing the units. These archers just stood on the hill are providing a fantastic defense for me, and we can go 1, 2, 3. I reckon next turn we might be able to start putting a bit of pressure on the fabled city of Dundee. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Major victory, it says. What victory involves their death? I disagree with the premise of victory on that one, but never mind. It looks like we should be able to take it next turn, which is quite useful. Again, if this was my army, I would be a lot more precious with it, but it's not. I'm going to have to give it back anyway soon, so I might as well give it back in multiple pieces, you know? Oh, and I might even be able to take another settler if I'm... Oh, I haven't got the movement here. That would be tempting to take another settler. I don't know if I'm going to be able to trap them into... Oh, maybe we can do that. Oh, can I actually hold out another turn, though? That's the thing. I probably can. If I take Dundee, I move you to there. Rebellion in 3 turns. Keep the city. Rebellion in 3. If I were to give the peace deal now, what would they give me? So at the moment, they're willing to give me 14 gold per turn. If I give Dundee back, they will give me everything they have, including 20. Oh, man. Actually, they'll even give me the luxuries. They'll even give me the luxuries. I will cripple their economy by doing this. I will take that over the settler. I'd rather take the peace deal. Okay, economically then, we are now absolutely sorted. And we're now only 4 turns away from Hansa's. This is a good time. This is a good time to be Ursa. Maybe we'll leave our Scottish neighbours alone now. Maybe. We'll see what sort of trade deals they are willing to give me here. I mean, as I say, this early game war has done so well for me so far. I don't really need to even rush anything particularly, but yeah, trade is good. The economy is good. You have so few troops. Are you scared for your life? No, Scotland, I'm not you. So I'm not that scared for my life, I'll be honest. Send envoy. Oh, we can just make this even worse for them. There's Mexico City as well. Oh, I have just total dominance of this area. We've created a sort of German heartland in the middle of this continent, and Scotland cannot handle it. Maybe with one further little push, I can just move my troops in. I can actually save up my iron, get a couple of swordsmen, and maybe just go in like crazy. I mean, this is probably the time to do it. When are men-at-arms on this? Yeah, they're still at apprenticeship, so we're not far off those. We could go for a men-at-arms rush. I don't know what sort of defensive strength Scotland is likely to pull, but it's unlikely to be much, to be fair. So there is my wharf building finished, and you can see already we've got more housing and more food on my lovely little sea tiles. In fact, this reef is just a 3-1-1 tile. So it's actually probably worth picking up more of those soon. Still working a couple of specialist slots, but I don't need it all the time. Now, harbours in themselves, yeah, these harbour tiles can get pretty decent actually. A citizen yield on that tile is worth 2 food, 1 gold. Not a bad specialist, but it can get improved as well to be 3 food, 2 gold, or even 2 food, 4 gold. So those are good tiles actually. I need to keep an eye on that. I think I might actually get a harbour in this city soon. The government plaza though would be good, but I'm just going to wait for the Hansa placement. If I can do that next turn, I can figure out what on earth is going on and where it needs to go. I'm going to take the opportunity to switch to a classical republic. It's better for the economy generally. We've got urban planning. That's good. Yeah, this is all fantastic. Let's go for first envoy counts as 2 charismatic leaders. We've got the nice combo of builders and production in my cities. Beautiful. There are the Hansas available to be rushed down now. Germany's unique district. You get extra production for each adjacent commercial hub and harbour, as well as aqueducts, canals, and resources. So there's a lot of fun stuff that we could be thinking about doing. But already that's a nice +3, and that could get good. Could get even better if it was a commercial hub into this area. This is already a +4, and I could harbour to pop that even better. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to go harbour there. I'll go Hansa on this tile. And then because I've got 2 rainforests I'm taking down, I will then pop the government plaza on that tile. So that's going to be a nice +8. And then if I have a look at this Hansa, that will be a +2. Yeah, suddenly this is all making sense. We'll go Hansa on that tile, and then I'll harbour this tile. There's some really good adjacencies. Okay, right, yeah, that's looking good. So I need to get that builder done quickly. I'm just waiting for the lumber mill. Mass production's down there. I'll chop that rainforest down, and then I'll start placing districts. I'll go chop, chop, place, place. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's pretty cool. I just bought a fishing dock in this city as well because Madberg actually could start to level up quickly, which is cool. So I will do that. Singapore has taken its army back. All the city-states are now taking their army back. 9 turns away, and Yerevan I never took. But yeah, I mean, we're happy with the levying we did. We borrowed some units, we did a lot of damage with them, and now I'm giving them back. It's the way that friendship should go. You know, we shared in the joy, shared in the coolness of everything, and then we went from there. And speaking of, Mohenjo-daro has actually just been taken from me. Oh, Scotland, you're going to be a problem, aren't you? Train a heavy chariot. I'm going to have to do that out of spite. I've literally just unlocked it. I really didn't want to have to, but I want Mohenjo-daro back because it's giving me a lot of extra housing in a lot of my cities. Actually, most of them are, actually all of them are on freshwater apart from my capital. It's just my capital. It's my capital, you know? Rainforest. Chop. Perfect. That's a nice little production boost. Hansa. Oh, 3 turns. Yes, please. Thank you so much. I need 5 era score, 13 turns minimum. We should be easily on a golden age at the moment. And there's the heavy chariot to take Mohenjo-daro back. That's actually nicely reset everything. 720 for all of those archers. That's a big old army. That's a huge army. Do I rush mercenaries and crossbows in order to make best use of that army? Or do I continue what I'm doing now? Just got wheel. I could go for engineering to give the cistern. Now let's just see how this has changed. So everything is normal up until adjacency. No food loss. Military engineers. No, actually cistern is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Base cost is 54. I'm just going to double check that base cost. 27, so it's still the same price as any other district. Okay, so we haven't really changed anything drastically. So do I need to rush that? I don't know. I think men at arms might be the better rush here, so that's what we're going to probably do. One thing I have noticed though is that fisheries are gone from Liang and they've been popped into shipbuilding. Now this gains in the city, so +1 food to fisheries in cities with at least 1 improved fish resource, 2 if it's got a crabs, 1 additional food for each adjacent sea resource. I mean, these are amazing districts. I think I could probably get this in my capital pretty quick. I haven't got any crabs in my capital, but I do have fish, and some of my cities have got, but yeah, I think I'm going to focus, I'm going to double down now on getting some of these sea resources settled and sorted. Also Kublai, I've met Kublai. Hello, do you want horses? Normally Kublai wants horses. I'm not going to sell Scotland anything that could be used to make a military. Yeah, they want some horses, but they're not super keen. What about Diplo favor? Are you keen on that? Oh, Hungary loves it. They will gobble it up. NOM. You could say they are hungry for it. Mohenjo-daro been taken again. Oh my goodness, it has. Oh, Scotland. Okay, doesn't matter. It's fine. Can you tell how fine it is by the tone of my voice? It's really fine. Oh dear. Right, let's chop. I'm pretty sure actually this will, yep, but still in my capital, so we can rush for Hansa. Wabam, 4 over score, and that suddenly is giving me a lovely 4 production in my capital already. Now, a specialist for a Hansa gives 2 production. I already have the watermill, but we should do a little bit of research into what the first tier of industrial zone buildings are, because I have no clue. So a watermill is +1 production for every district in the city adjacent to a river. This district gains a standard adjacency bonus for being next to a river. Okay, but I have to have a mill race building in, so actually that only works if the, okay, yeah, perfect, well there we go. So I can't actually build that building. The watermill doesn't get built unless you've got your Hansa on a river. Good to know for future. I haven't thought about this, but this actually is on a river, so I could build the watermill there. Also makes domestic trade routes to the city get even better. There's a lot of things I've been seeing stacking domestic trade routes. It's something we definitely want to keep an eye on. Cannot be built in the same district as a windmill. Well, windmills are here on apprenticeship. This district gains standard adjacency if located on a hill. It also gets standard adjacency if it's next to the coast. Interesting. And it's just +1 production after that point. So I believe they're kind of the same. One is river focused and one is hill and coast focused. Well, I'm not on a hill, but I am on the coast, so that would give me more production. So actually, yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. I think the next thing I'm going to do in my capital is get a government plaza down. This gives an increase of +1 to everything as normal. The loyalty is as normal. Oh, it triggers a culture bomb on completion. That's fun. Oh, well, there you go. That's cool. And also culture and food on specialists in the city. You know, let's just do it. I'm also almost finished with this wonder over there. This is the cool one that gives me granary in every city. That's going to be really awesome. How's Catholicism doing? Oh yeah, perfect. Catholicism is now spreading to my outer cities. Now, what does it do? It allows me shrines, altars, temples, monasteries, and basically this is the first and second tier of holy site building. This gives me the ability to get 3 food and 1 housing from each of them. So I'm actually going to focus on getting holy sites. I'm not going to go for my own, well, I will take a profit, but I might just delete them or use them as a scout. But yeah, actually that's really handy. Cool. That's discussed. Yeah, as long as my Hansas are on the coast as well, I'm pretty happy with them. So we're just going to start building those up now. And Imhotep lets me rush classical wonders. I mean, I love Imhotep. You know how much I love Imhotep. Imhotep is just the best. But yeah, you know what? Fine. I was rushing monarchy, and I still think that's a good idea. But I'm going to actually start to think about getting holy sites in these 2 cities. I might build the Hansa first. And actually, we can probably look at adjacencies on my Hansas to make sure they're doing good. It's resources. They don't get any bonuses from having adjacency to quarries anymore because it's the Hansa, so that's fine. But I do have commercial hub adjacency, so we can probably work that in nicely. If I were to go Hansa there, and I were to go Hansa there, commercial hub and commercial hub, like so, +7, +5, and I've got river adjacencies. It's a simple thing, but it might be quite good. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. It seems like a very random pick, but it's good for me. I don't think I mentioned at the time, but we are on a golden age vote, so that is something that's quite good. Scotland, you have 2 settlers, and they're both about to go through my land. They're going to try and settle through me. There's no animation because this is one of the modded wonders, but we did it. We built this very cool looking wonder of some 4 very big Egyptians on the side of what clearly has been Petra, but sort of gutted out. That's very cute. I get a little bit of extra faith, but as I say, a 3 granary in every city built afterwards, and all the ones I've got at the moment. So that's 5 new granaries because I've been deliberately not building those. And you can see the granary actually has given +1 food to this maize resource as well. So that's looking pretty cool. I've got this, and I've just been saving up to get a fishing dock here as well. So that's a bunch of extra food and production in those tiles. And I've just unlocked the fishery as well now. So it's time to get some builders going. Once we've got these Hansas sorted anyway, let's do these. Now, I'm not saying I'm evil, but I have not given open borders to Scotland. They're about to move settlers through. They clearly want to go through to get to the rest of the continent, but I've taken the bridge, the only piece of coastal tile, accidentally, so they can't get through in this direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually now going to just lock the way, and now they can't get through. And I'm actually going to see if I can just move a few units around to sit in the lake and stop them from getting out. But yeah, I've kettled 2 settlers. We have really messed Scotland around in this game, and I do not feel bad about that at all. I think I should feel way worse than I do. But I'm hoping that, you see, the autopilot should bring them backwards now. Actually, nope, they're just sat in the lake. They have no idea where to go. They are totally lost now. That is almost a shame. It would be a shame if I had a heart. I don't, unfortunately. Connoisseur, I want more culture. I've only got 11 per turn. And now the city's gone from getting 15 culture. Oh no, it worked itself out. So I've gone from 11 to 19.5. That's actually a really big boost and very welcome. Some good adjacencies springing up though now. That is +3 on my campus and +5 on the industrial zone. So Berlin is doing nice. Almost up to 8 population. Pingala's having a whale of a time. And should we see what my fisheries are like? So I've got a crab in this city. So I'm hoping my fisheries give it a little bit of extra gold in theory. We'll see if that works. Yeah, look at that. There you go. Okay, so we got an extra food. That's actually turned out into a pretty decent tile. Nice. And I've got housing here, so I'm actually just going to force lock all of the food tiles to make sure that that city grows. But if I can get some builders sorted in my other cities, yeah, actually, the sea is giving me a huge amount of food, and I need to focus on getting that as much as I can. Recorded history gives me the ability to put natural philosophy down for +12. Nice. I'm going to get rid of urban planning. Diplomatic lead and charismatic leader are good for me right now. So this builder gives, I think I just want fisheries. Fisheries in my capital. These are going to be brilliant to put down. And otherwise, I think getting some settlers is probably going to be a good move for me. What I'm going to do is go for the Ancestral Hall. That links up with the Hansa really nicely. It means I can start racing some settlers out soon. But saying that, I probably should get the harbour in first, because the harbour will give my Hansa some more adjacency. It's on 5 at the moment, but it could go a lot higher. So I'm just going to go into another era. So I'm going to pick up a library in Aachen, because that will give me +1 every time I go up through an era, and I'm just going to lock that in nicely now before we go too high up. It's probably not worth it, but what are you going to do? Researcher in Pingala, nice, that's good. That means we're now up from 48 to 51 science, no, 58 science per turn, good. That's actually really, I was like, whoa, what's going on there for a sec? Now, importantly, I've managed to take a galley all the way over to the right-hand side of the map. That means if I can get to the left-hand side of the map, which actually Singapore may accidentally do for us, especially if we levied that troop, if we did that, we will circumnavigate the globe. A very handy source of era score for any game where it's getting a little bit squeaky. Look, all my city-states are leveling their troops up. They're all upgrading them. Mexico has got 4 swordsmen. Singapore has got 4 swordsmen. Mohenjo-daro had a bunch of stuff as well. It's all looking rather tasty. Once we've gone for monarchy, it'll be a lot easier to keep these sort of things going, because what we are going to do is go for the Foreign Ministry. +3 diplomatic favour, always good, but leveraging city-states costs half gold and they get +4 combat strength when I attack with them. That'll be a lovely +9 strength. Effectively, every troop will act as if it's cored, basically. That's kind of the rough effect it's going to have there. It's pretty cool. And it's time for Berlin to get itself a fishery. Now, they do provide housing, which is a lovely thing. I really like housing in a capital that is kind of, needs to focus on growing. I really want to get this capital to 20 pop very much as soon as I can. And actually thinking about it, the mausoleum is going to be an important pickup for my capital. I can put the mausoleum on this tile. I forgot to put the pin down, but that's what I was leaving it there for. Yeah, so far it's okay. I just don't want to leave it too long. In fact, I'm actually going to take a detour to do this before I pick the government up. That's probably for the best, especially because I'm going to use Imhotep to probably rush them through. I've got 1, 2, Hans is almost finished, and this city can get one going next turn. But workshop points, not going to be an issue. Workshop points, engineering points. Nobody calls them workshop points. What am I talking about? Who am I? What's going on? Why? Why and how? Thank you for accompanying me on that breakdown. Come back later for another similar one. Look, there we go. 2 + 2, just from existing. That's nice. Those tiles are really good, those fishery tiles. It's the housing they give, but also the fact that it's just, it just grows my city. So yeah, I'm actually going to make sure that I've got as many of those down as I can. It's probably not the best use of gold, but let's do it. It's going to detract from my science for a little bit, but don't worry. Those specialists are going to get a lot better once I go to education and I start putting another science point on each one. And a couple of turns has passed and we are in the medieval era. Lovely stuff. I'm in a golden age. So is everyone else, but Hungary isn't. And that's kind of a good thing because I could probably look to push towards them soon. Very nice. Now I've got 100 gold per turn. This is the time to go for monumentality. We're going to use that to get a lot of builders, a lot of settlers, a lot of the fun things that we would want to pick up in this empire. It's a nice 3 envoy to Yerevan. So let's do that. With my 1 envoy, Mohenjo-daro, I really would like that city-state back. Can I have it back, please? Is that a thing? Probably not. The other thing I'm thinking is actually Scotland are now looking to bring the settler the other side of Mohenjo-daro. I could just go and do exactly the same thing. In fact, there is a gem tile there that I'd kind of like. So we're going to do the same thing and just pin them here. They're not going to get through. You're not going to go and settle anywhere, but I don't want you to, Scotland. Your life is just going to be a misery. So the rice will take a farm. Interesting. So where do I get to put the paddy field down? Is that a decision within the city itself? Or is that another builder coming over the top and then improving it further? I don't know. We'll figure that one out soon enough, I'm sure. It's all good fun. Now next turn I've got 2 Hanses finishing at the same time, which will increase my great engineer points from 1 to 3. That's already pretty cool, and I'm going to just see if I can vote through engineering points to double. That would be handy for me, and I'd love it if Catholicism went through as well, just to really feed the world around my empire. No admiral points, you know what, that is fine. I could have gone for something more sensible there, but it wasn't really worth it. I'd rather just gamble on glory, you know? An aid request. Okay. Yeah, we can get involved in that. That's not a problem. I'm not generating CO2 or we're not at war, so the thing you do is just give them 1 gold. Now, if the AI forgets to run those projects, you'll instantly win. It's not all the time you do win, but it's a fun way of just making sure that you've got at least something from it. Men-at-Arms and Apprenticeship. It does a few things. We've got a couple of other improvements, but I've unlocked my windmill for my Hansa districts. Now this is the one that means that I get an additional standard adjacency bonus if I'm on a hill or on the coast. Quite useful, as well as giving me a little bit of extra production from specialists and, more importantly, giving the engineer point. All good. It's all good. One thing I am going to do is actually start to purchase some settlers. Only 305 gold at the moment, but these will go up pretty quick. 390. We're going to now focus on settling out. My ancestral hall is only 4 turns away. That's pretty cool. And we can get out and get rocking. This scientist is very useful. Actually, that extra healing, I'm just going to pop them immediately. That +5 is quite useful, but military engineering as a boost means that you just get that nice and early, and it can be used quite quickly. Education. Now, this would give me the university. University gives you bonus science equal to the adjacency of the campus. I don't know if that gets doubled by the card. Honestly, don't know. Or academy gives you science per promotion of a governor. Now, I do have Pingala in a city looking pretty nice. I could actually upgrade to the 2nd tier of industrial zone building as well. So workshop is equivalently basically the university, production per promotion of the governor, and a manufactory just makes the specialists better. So I might just do that. So that's going to go education, military tactics, buttress, mass production. Lovely. Another Hansa is just about to get finished as well. Lovely. Got a watermill going in Aachen. That might be quite fun. And there's the settler. The settler is going to pop out almost immediately. I want to sell my horses, but the only person that's going to buy them is Scotland, and they're the one person I'm not going to sell horses to. It'd be a terrible idea. Imagine Scotland romping around with all those horses. Dear oh dear, that would not be fun. Oh, Scotland are now going to go in the other direction. No. No you don't. Actually, I should probably get a settler from this city. I need 10 more gold. You know what? On open borders with Scotland, oh, they almost tricked me. They almost tricked me there. You know what? I'm actually going to sell them 2 horses because it's going to use their own gold to screw them over. There is a settler, and I can go and settle and get those 2 gypsum. So they're going to try and go round Singapore now. Well, I mean, they're going to take their time, and by the time they get that, I will have already settled. So, fingers crossed, that's pretty good. Pingala, get yourself grants. Thank you so much. Double great people points from my capital means that I'm getting 2 from the Hansa district now. I do want to get a windmill there quickly, though. That would be very handy. Mexico City has all of these man-at-arms. That's going to be the army that I use to take on Scotland. I think that's going to be the unification army. It's looking good. Yeah, I'm back onto theology now, back towards getting towards monarchy. If I can get military alliance with Hungary, we can do some serious combat stacking against poor Scotland. They shouldn't stand much of a chance. They might stand a little bit of a chance, but hopefully not too much. I have 2 envoys now, and Mohenjo-Daro will actually flip back to me. So I'm going to take it. Yeah, thank you. I want to keep this on side. It's got some really good units. 445 gold needed once I pick up my unique building. So yeah, we'll hang on to that one for now. That's pretty decent. I love this. +9 relationship with Robert the Bruce for keeping peace with the neighbours. You're the only one that I've got. Maybe they're like, you know what, I can handle it. Everyone else is a bit flimsy, but I can handle it. There we go. France as well. Black Queen France. Nice to meet you. Actually, we can pretty much get you on a good relationship from day 1 as well. France and Germany, always the best friends. I won't hear anything otherwise. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I give you a bit of diplo favour, look at that sort of deal. Yes, yes, we will be friends with France. In fact, have more favour and then you'll really like me. Yep, there we go. Lovely stuff, but my city should be a lot happier now. Oh, +2, this is much better. Just lost Mexico City, quadroon. Is this Scotland again? Is this Scotland again? Yes, it is. Scotland have got it. They've got to go. They really do. Oh, they're so frustrating. Never mind. 1 more city. That is a canal city. Look at that. That is a cool customer. And for some reason, I didn't finish my ancestral hall. Why did I not finish that? That would have been a sensible thing to finish, would it not? Okay. So instead of Tria, I'm just going to call that Try Harder. It's not even similar. It's just how I'm feeling right now about that whole transaction. That was slightly painful. I've learnt my lesson. This settler is not going to settle that turn. He's going to wait. Spare source of gypsum. I will take the gold from Scotland, I think. Again, I'd rather give them luxuries because they, well, can't hold the cities. Where are you going to go, Scotland? I'm intrigued as to where you're going to settle. Might let them settle up here. That could be a good thing for me because then I'm just going to take the cities through loyalty. So, yeah. Weird. Another quarry. Look at this. All this extra gold just from those 2 luxuries. I already had a copy, so that's quite nice. Over to this place, and this galley is no longer needed to keep the peace, so I'm going to actually let them explore now. Pingala is sort of done as well, so I don't really need to keep Pingala there. Scotland is about to try and steal Mohenjo-Daro from me again, and they're going to actually do that. Okay, that's a bit frustrating, but what are you going to do? And yeah, okay, my building is finished now, so I can finally start to settle. The Dort Mound is not going to do a huge amount for me, but there are luxuries around it, which is kind of why I settled in this area. Again, the Wales, I'm going to keep trading with Scotland. You get those luxuries back as soon as you declare war, so that works for me. I think Victor's going to be needed eventually, so we're going to stick Victor down for now and make sure that he's nice and promoted for when my inevitable war with Scotland appears. Berlin is now population 10, and there's Imhotep. Okie dokie. A quick little shimmy, charismatic leader and diplomatic league. I'm going to take you off. Actually, we'll keep diplomatic league on just in case, and put corvée on to give myself 15% extra production towards wonders, which is always needed when you're dealing with anything of 400 production and Imhotep, because Imhotep doubles their 125 production. Oh no! Oh, Imhotep has been nerfed. Imhotep has absolutely been nerfed. Do you see that? 125 production. Oh, that's a shame. Normally you can rush a wonder with Imhotep. Okay, well, that's why I did it. At least it shaved a few turns off that, so that's not a bad move. We'll finish the windmill quickly. Who's up next? Afterwards, Theodore. Okay, so more wonder building. So there is my windmill. The Hansa itself doesn't get the adjacency, but I think the windmill provides the production. Oh no, the district does, yeah, it has given the bonus, so Hansa's now +8. That would be 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7 from that, and then 8 from the additional. Yeah, no, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Goodness me, it's complicated. This mod makes everything complicated, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's good fun. I just realized building a library next to a volcano, not a good idea. That's been pillaged, so it's lost its extra science per turn. It felt like such a good idea at the time. Should have known better. Never mind. Hanging Gardens is going to be fun, and I think I should be able to rush that one immediately. So that's 15% growth in all cities. Now my holy sites, once I've got those rocking with Feed the World, will be able to multiply off that and start to grow my German cities massive. I believe I should be able to get 5 to 6 districts in most cities as an average with Germany, so Hanging Gardens works really nicely. It's such a good wonder, and I just never build it because it's always so competitive, but it was sat there. And I realised I used Imhotep before finishing the mausoleum, like a numpty. Oh my lord. Ursa, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come now. We can now pick up alliances, and I believe do we go cultural with Hungary? I'm just trying to work this out. I'm unlikely to settle near them at the moment. I think we'll hold on to that for now. A military alliance is going to be better. In fact, look at that. They'll give me tons of gold for a military alliance. Yes, please. Done. Normally, France wants either research, cultural, religious, something like that. Let's go economic. Yeah, they want that. That's great. And then Incans will go science. Yeah, they really want a science. So, yeah, you know what? I'll just take all your gold. Brilliant. They're really keen on it. That's great. If we can get Kublai on side. How do I do that? Just give them a gift. We're just going to give them gifts until they forget they don't like me. One more city as well to the north. I'll call this city Punster. Oh, I make myself laugh. And chopping down a rainforest immediately means that I can get a lovely Hansa. I'm just placing them so that my harbours are going to give them big bonuses. There is a settler. I haven't really done much in the way of scoping out where these cities are going to go. And I'm going to have a coastal city on that tile. I think I might just settle on this one as well. We'll go on the edge of that tile. have one there, and then I'll have a couple of cities in the middle as well, like that, followed up by one more on this hill. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 settlers, of which I've already got one. Perfect. Look at that. This is easy. This is easy stuff. This is great. There's the mausoleum. So this is my capital. So science, faith, and culture on all coast tiles. I'm actually working a lot of these already, and my capital might just take a second to get another builder in order to make sure we've got fisheries everywhere. It's amazing being able to combine Pingala, Liang, and the mausoleum all in one city. The craziness that is going to be here is going to be pretty impressive. And that's buttress finished actually as well. Nice. I probably could have made that slightly more efficient, but what you gonna do? So where are you gonna go now, Scotland? You're gonna try and settle on that banana tile? I mean, I'm curious to see what you do. I've gone for exactly where you would have been aiming, right next to my capital. It's the only thing they could see. Yeah, look, they're totally frozen now. They don't know what they're doing. Oh, interesting. So it's for Sweden. Now, okay, this is one of the improvements that I saw earlier. So unlocks the ability to build one in a city with at least one banana. Right. Can only be built in rainforest. This is where I'm getting a little confused. So basically all rainforest tiles in a city with bananas can now have this improvement popped on them, which is amazing. So the paddy field goes in any city that has rice already improved. Okay, you know what? I'm learning. I'm learning now. This is good. We're getting there. I mean, it's a pretty cool little tile. Only a little extra food, but that helps Punster to grow, and that's a good city to have grow, you know. Dortmund, off you pop. I'm going to settle you around the coast, and we're going to just see if we can consolidate my continent nicely. I'm also going to build a quadrireme really quickly in my capital. Actually, I'm just going to buy that. Can't bother to build it. Just checking out city-state quests. A diplomatic quarter is wanted, and military training. Is that a barb encampment, or is that something different? No, build an encampment. Okay, I can probably do that for Nazca and Singapore as well. We do need an encampment somewhere. Maybe Arkan is the place to do that. Oh, Mohenjo-Daro is now back. That's funny. Looks like Hungary, I think, may actually go and settle there. Don't know if they'll be able to keep the city with Dundee's pressure on it, but, you know, it's a cool thing to do. So an encampment needed. You know what? I'm just going to put it on this tile there. Lovely. Another alliance, this time religious with Kublai. Goodness me. 178 gold per turn, of which 145 of them are from deals. Doesn't matter which mods you play. Ursa still plays the diplomacy game very nicely. It's also time to improve all of these sea resources around Berlin as well. Another city in the middle, Cologne. Going to rename that one Perfume. It's much... Oh dear. The granary in that city, by the way, from my wonder, is doing amazingly at getting +1 food on both of those wheats. That's kind of why I was a little bit excited about putting that city down. So yeah, so far so good. Look at this fishery tile. Oh, it's making my capital so effective. Housing's still increasing. As I say, we want to kind of get it to about population 15 as soon as possible. That would be the ideal here. Feudalism boosted. I need that bonus. That is a good bonus for me. In one awesome turn, there's Mohenjo-Daro back, and if I build a quadrireme, which I'm going to do in this city, that's Mexico City back as well. Oh no, Mohenjo-Daro's gone again. Oh my lord, it's Amani. Amani keeps getting put in and out of that city-state. It's so confusing. Yerevan is where my Amani is. I should put down one more thing. That's keeping Robert out though. Very confused. I mean, who knows? Who knows really what's happening here? Nobody's entirely sure. How much to get Singapore's military? 350 once I have the improvement down, which I'm going to get soon, actually. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that one. Quick gypsum pickup. It was 105 gold to buy that tile, and I'm going to get more than that back. So that's nice. A lovely city near Yosemite. Ooh, 3-era score. Heidelberg. Ooh, going to name it Heisenberg. It's probably not how you spell it, but it's close enough. You know, ooh, first thing I'm going to do in this city is actually ruin that tile and put a holy site in it, because I'd love it if I start to get a couple of those holy sites out. I'd love to spread the religion. Oh no, you're kidding me. I just want to explore the world. I want to prove it's round. There we go. I got the 5-era score from doing it first. That's all I wanted. If that galley survives now is irrelevant. Hello, Brazil. Cool. One more person, and they don't mind me either. Delegation, open borders, friendship. Not interested, but they should be next turn. Yep, there we go. Look, Our boat died, but it did the work I needed it to do, so that's all good. Okay, cool. Right, so we've unlocked now the next level of harbour buildings and also industrial buildings, so that's pretty cool. The shipyard would be amazing. Absolutely amazing, actually, if I got that. Oh, that would be really good. Just depends if I'm going to build a naval fleet. I probably won't, but I mean, it would be cool if I could get it. So what's the difference between a manufactory and a workshop then? A workshop gives me 1 production per promotion level of a governor. Well, I've got, what promotion level does this count as? 4? So yeah, 4 production. Or I can make my specialists better. What is a specialist like? 2 production at the moment, so I could make them into 4 production specialists. That's a big production tile. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I already have some places to put specialists in my capital. I already built the trade wharf in this city, so that means I can only put the trade dock in. I'm just thinking about which districts I want to put the specialists in. I've already kind of, yeah, I'm using the campus, so maybe this industrial zone is not where I want to put them. Maybe I'll go workshop in this particular city, but I mean, it's pretty closely run and I'm not entirely sure there is a right or wrong answer on that one. Do I now rush industrialization? Oh, this could be fun. Right, so it's a factory or a chemical plant seems to be the options available to me. I'm not entirely sure where chemical plants are. Oh, they're down there. That gives +5 production in this city for every unique strategic resource improved. Quite like the idea of factories, to be fair. They're pretty cool. So, yeah, maybe it's worth building that. Well, first of all, I'm going to get the castles and then military engineering to unlock a few things for me. Science is pretty good. I'm on 77.5 at the moment. Divine Right is much more cool. That gives me monarchy. I'm a king. Huzzah! Right, natural philosophy is looking good. Let's get urban planning in briefly. Republican legacy, diplomatic league, although I'm going to switch to charismatic leader now because I'm getting 50% extra influence points, which is a lovely bonus for me. I'm going to pick up limes and I'm going to pick up maritime industries. This will be a good bunch of cards for me right now. Guilds is something I would love for the craftsman ability, and that means I've got to go feudalism, so that works for me as well. Perfect. That's kind of the easiest choice I've had to make in a while on that one, so lovely. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Salty Tech, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Dayboy91, Sean Cretes, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalex, Skeptical Bear, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Portland, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Emir EC, Henry, Rom88, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Boyzaro. Thank you for all of your support as well as everybody generally who interacts with the channel. It's fantastic. It keeps us going. Goodbye. See you next time.